go to the bank, you need the PIN.
Oh, it's the same code?
Heavens to Betsy.
Yeah.
I've never used it. Hold on.
Yeah.
First, can we start the show this way?
Okay.
Can we start it this way?
Okay.
The show hadn't even started.
Oh, boy. What did Joshy do?
I already got yelled at. And I didn't do a thing.
What did Joshy yell at you
And I
for?
want to know if you got the same warning. This is the warning I got. Hey, Chew, we've got a new intern in here today, so can you keep it clean? When did I become the bad guy? I mean, did you get that?
No, but...
Would Jen have gotten it? Would Jen have gotten that same warning?
That's a fair question. Joshy, would Jen have gotten the same warning?
No, because she can't see. Because she would have been able to see the intern sitting back here. If she were on remote, I would have said the same thing to all three of you.
I don't agree with that.
Well, so again, I feel like the intern's getting a wrong impression of our show suddenly because I did the interview I do on WTMJ, before I do the show on Fridays. So I came in here and it had crossed my mind. Josh had sent us the story of a gentleman in River Wests who his house was raided. Again, the FBI's been busy this week, apparently. Yeah. His house was raided, but he was not charged or arrested. So he, with his full government name, decided to talk to our friends at WISN Channel 12. And into a microphone... I mean, here is what he said. We don't have it. Okay. So he says
we'll have it in a second.
Into a microphone that, yes, he sells some weed and a little bit of cocaine. So when I sat down, because I go, hey, we should probably do something with this. It seems right up our alley. Somebody doing something dumb. We can make fun of it. We can have fun with it. So I sat down, and the first question I asked Josh with the intern in his studio with him is, hey, can we say cocaine on the air? There was no context behind it. She has no idea why I'm asking this question because I was unsure if we could say the word cocaine on the air.
And?
I mean, I've just said it like 4 times, so I hope Josh gave me the clearance because it is the name of a narcotic. It is the name of a drug.
Yes.
It's the
I think
proper
you're not
name.
allowed to make inferences towards the ingesting of it, but, I mean, we're using a legal name.
Yes. Like this guy said he sells this is what he is. I just, what is with people today? Like, you don't have to say anything.
So he thought it was okay as long as he was keeping it to a small amount?
It seems like that's what the FBI told him.
Well, again, if the FBI is getting involved, it seems like, based on the story that I have read about this, so the FBI had tapped this guy's phone. They were trying to get distributors certainly higher up the food chain than this guy. Mm-hmm. But his phone was tapped, his house got raided, and they ultimately let this gentleman go because I think they're looking for guys that are, again, move more of these drugs than this guy does out in River West. But, like, I don't know what it would take.
You're not big on self-incrimination.
That's what I'm saying. Into a microphone with a camera right there is what I'm saying. Is I would not go, my house was raided by the FBI today. Why? Well, I sell some drugs. While my name is on the bottom of the screen. Like if you were fortunate enough to be in this gentleman's profession and doing what he does, and you have the FBI raid your house after they tapped your phone, and you were lucky enough to escape this incident without you being hauled away in handcuffs, wouldn't you just go, hey, this is a win, I'm going to lay low for a little bit?
That'd probably be the smart thing to do. Yeah. Well, people are dumb, Gabe. What was the percentage on the poll?
95, yeah, whatever it was.
Percentage people are dumb? Yeah.
I just don't understand why. Because just because the FBI has let you go, what is now going to prevent the Milwaukee Police Department from going and knocking on your door and going, excuse me, sir, we have a video of you confessing to selling some drugs. Yeah. You're going to have to come with us.
Was that wrong? Should I not have done that? That's a wild story.
What is going on?
I don't know.
The FBI is raiding and picking up NBA, coaches and players. left and right.
That stuff is wild. What's coming out about that?
And I don't think it's done.
I don't either.
I don't think it's done, Shu.
What was the tie to Milwaukee? Where I saw in the indictment there was a quote that said "bet big on Milwaukee."
So there was a game, I believe, in 2023 that LeBron was. So Damon Jones is a former LeBron teammate, and he kind of helped work him out. So it seemed like he was in LeBron's inner circle.
Yeah.
And there was a game that the Lakers were playing against the Bucks a couple of seasons ago where they were going to hold LeBron out. Like he was going to miss the game. And it had not been yet public information that LeBron was going to be out. So he said, hey, bet big on Milwaukee. LeBron's not going to play in this game. And then a lot of people started laying money on LeBron, on Milwaukee. So that was the Milwaukee tie there.
Okay. I agree. This thing is not close to being over. But was it Chauncey Billups that was selling NBA players down the road?
No, Gilbert.
By bringing the money together?
No, again, so another little wrinkle in this, I don't know if you saw this. So a couple of months ago, Gilbert Arenas was picked up on something, and he posted on his Instagram page basically that he was going to start to narc, to like save himself from whatever he got picked up for. And then yesterday posted pictures of himself eating lunch with a bag that said informant lunch. So it would seem that Gilbert's... Yeah. Now, again, this is one of those instances, Chew, and this is hilarious over on the Talk and Text line, 800-990-3776. John in Milwaukee saying, so the FBI told this guy, it's okay, and you're upset because he chose Channel 12 as a little free advertising. That's what the guy did here in Milwaukee. But, like, maybe, again, if it's me, because there are obviously mafia ties to this, whether or not Gilbert Arenas is an informant or is not an informant in this. But in the poker game aspects of the NBA scandal and betting scandal that's currently going on, I don't know if I would be advertising that I was an informant for the FBI when there's mafia ties involved in an investigation.
Yeah,
maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
That's just me. I've seen about 10 mafia movies, I feel, at this point, Chew. Maybe the mafia treats informants differently in the other two I haven't seen. But I don't know if that's one that I would do if I'm Gilbert Arenas.
That is crazy. I mean, how, I wouldn't say out of control betting is, but...
Oh, every league has had a scandal.
Back in the day, I'd never heard of any players betting on games, anything. The only thing, and Holmgren kind of corralled it, is a bunch of guys on flights to away games would gamble in the back of the plane.
Oh, sure.
And
I think that happens in every sport.
They called Boo-Ray. You ever hear of Boo-Ray? I don't know what it is, but that's what they would play. But it was getting a little out of control where guys were losing they were losing pretty good sums of money.
There are
like $5-6 grand. And Holmgren, I think he said, all right, this thing is limited to $1,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's where Bernardo Harris got his nickname, because I guess he wasn't a very good card player, but he couldn't give it up, and he kept losing money.
So what was his nickname?
Gave him the Crack Nardo. Can you say that? I mean, do you get yelled at because it's me?
I saw Joshy reach over and hit the button, so he dumped it.
I don't know what's going on there. Maybe next time keep that one to yourself.
See, now if Gabe said it, you probably have this buddy stuff that's going on here, because Gabe lost his loyalty to me for whatever reason. You two have and that's I've always said, you guys have a little secret text line that you think I don't know about, but I do.
It's funny that you think you know about something that doesn't exist. You have made up a palace in your own mind of this plot against you.
I mean, do Josh and I text back and forth?
Yes.
Yeah. Josh and I, would I gladly show you everything Josh and I have texted about had you been sitting right here? Yes, I would.
You know what would have been nice? You know what would have been nice yesterday?
What's that?
If you included me on your little text deal, that the Whitewater coach was coming on instead of the segment. I'm like, what's Jordy Nelson doing on the show?
I will say that's on us. Should have given you a heads up. There were some emails that were exchanged. You weren't a part of that. Yes, that was an overlook.
I won't say sorry. You want to know why? Because you would have prepared no differently. You would have done nothing differently.
You have a point. you definitely had a point. But I had to scramble and get to the Whitewater football homepage.
So you could just look at Perkins Stadium as you're asking your questions?
Where I came up with some of my outstanding questions.
Hard-hitting journalism here from Mark Chmura. Back to the gambling thing quickly. There are regularly stories, and athletes after they retire will tell you about. It's no longer $5,000, $6,000, $10,000. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars on the planes, in the locker room. So much so that like major beefs have started. People.
That's where the Gilbert Arenas gun thing came from. Like when he was playing and had to be suspended for bringing guns into the locker room. That started with a card game on the back of a plane.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Because we still had to go through security when we flew to away games. We'd have to go through.
So it started
airport.
on a plane. And then it all culminated in the locker room at home.
So Gilbert brought the guns into the locker room at home.
Was it the other guy who brought the gun?
Oh, look, this was over 20 years ago. I know Gilbert got suspended.
Yes, I believe he was involved.
Yeah.
And there might have been multiple in that. But I thought the implication was the other fella who was basically telling him he was not going to give him the money he was owed.
I mean, how long? Let me ask you this: how long would it take to figure it out? Because I was watching a news clip on it, and they had this Vegas figure out what they were doing, because the Vegas guys they had this card counting machine where it could determine which guy would win at the table, and he said these guys should have knew, because if there's a lot of skill involved, these players should have knew that if he was dealt this, which you would normally fold, and he winds up winning time and time again, you would be like, hey, something little fishy.
So he's talking about the poker game.
Yeah.
With,
there's been interesting details that have come out in some old podcasts of professional gamblers and poker players who basically said explicitly, we know and we've told other pros that this game is rigged and they are running a thing here to take all the money from the big money whales, as they would be called. So basically they are the people who everyone is organizing around to take their money because they have a lot of it. And Chauncey Billups' involvement apparently seems to be, hey, he's hosting this game, he's involved, he's the celebrity, there's going to be a lot of money on the table. And then there is the ring of they were showing the glasses that can read the cards through it.
Oh, because they would have the special mark that you can only see with the glasses on. Basically, every trick you've ever seen in an Ocean's 11 movie, that's what they were using at these cards.
They had trays under the cards that were telling, and then they would have like earpieces, and somebody at the table would be relaying to other people at the table if you should put your money in, if you should not. It apparently was quite obvious and also dated back a long time.
Mm-hmm. What's the line from Rounders? Sorry. If you can't spot who the sucker is at the table,
then it's you.
Then you're it.
Yeah, and it seems like a lot of people did seem to spot that they were being the sucker and then stopped going. But as you know, there's a lot of people with a lot of money who want to be rubbing elbows with famous people.
And so now the connection between the two, Chew, so they have that, and that's where Billups is. And why I think this is only the tip of the iceberg, because somebody whose career is eerily similar as described as one of these other people that's involved in the NBA sports betting case, matching the description of Chauncey Billups in terms of his playing and coaching career. It seems that allegedly, again, this part, he hasn't been charged in this. It's just, if you read the indictment, it's in there. It seems like he was also somebody who was telling some of these gamblers, hey, the Blazers are tanking. Hey, this guy's going to be out. Hey, you should bet this.
Sure. So point shaving.
No, it's advantage given an insider information sharing that you should not be sharing with gamblers.
Which is illegal.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. 100%.
And that's also related to the Damon Jones thing and the LeBron being out and
Terry Rozier.
Who was the guy that got busted in Detroit?
Malik Beasley.
but never charged. You think he's wrapped up in all of this, or is that a separate?
It's hard to say for sure at this point.
The one I do know is Jonte Porter,
who's already
been banned from the league.
Yeah, and he's been arrested, charged.
It's all connected to this.
Yeah, so Jonte Porter ties into this. I have not seen anything about the Malik Beasley. And again, so he was cleared by the NBA, which we obviously know now means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Because Terry Rozier was cleared by the NBA, and the NBA is going to have to answer for that. Hey, how did you clear this guy when the sports books knew? They told the federal authorities, they told you that these suspicious bets were coming in, and seemingly you did nothing about it.
So is this? All right, let me ask you this: is this worse than what Pete Rose did? Because Pete Rose was just betting on his team. He wasn't giving inside information, as far as we know, information. I think it's worse.
I guess I don't know for sure the extent of what Pete Rose did. Right? Because he denied it for a long time, then he finally admitted it. And if he was managing games differently because he bet his team to win or lose, I think it kind of falls in the same bucket. But if he was just betting games, then then it's bad, but not as bad, I would say, as this. And it seems like it's the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of information out there and a lot of things to suss through. But, this is the world we live in, though, Chew. You talk about how you don't remember it really being a thing for you guys, but I guarantee the reason why you have told the story of you and Frank. You went to Cleveland in a bar that Frank owned, or just a bar that Frank knew?
No, it's just Frank knew.
Frank
played
knew
in
the owner.
Cleveland.
Yeah. So you guys end up at that bar, and then you get called in because members of the mafia were there.
Well, it was under surveillance. I don't know if they were there.
But
if they were waiting for him, but
it reminds me of our guy.
Yeah, that's one of the.
But I'm guessing the reason why the authorities probably would be most concerned for you is again you get to the heart of a lot of these betting scandals.
Yeah,
and the mafia is not far behind.
Organized crime, that part is interesting to me because they're referencing organized crime, and it's mafia would indicate like Italian organized crime, but they're not naming anyone specifically or any specific mafia ties there. Like, it's sort of a catch-all. That to me is interesting, and I don't know why they used it in those terms, because it seems like they're trying to explain organized crime, but it doesn't seem like everyone doesn't seem to align with what you would think of when you think of the mafia, based on the people that are involved there and the names that are being associated to it. That is all very, very interesting, and I don't know what made them make that claim. Maybe it's salacious headline grabbing. Who knows? Everyone's innocent until proven guilty, by the way. I feel like we have to say that after we threw a lot.
You go with that.
All of these things are alleged.
Yes.
Everything as of right now is alleged. Does that cover us?
Yeah.
Are we going to have to apologize?
I can say this portion. I've got the audio here. There is nothing alleged here if you admit to it yourself. This is from WISN. This is the fellow we were talking about earlier who I was efforting for his audio.
When we asked Porter if he's ever sold drugs, he didn't hold back.
So you don't know of any drug selling?
Yeah, I sell weed.
That's it.
Yeah, sell a little cocaine.
But says he isn't who the FBI is really after.
So you're innocent then, basically.
I mean, more or less. Like, I'm small potatoes.
When we asked,
that is priceless.
Like, again, if you are fortunate enough to tie this all together, if you are fortunate enough that you have been surveyed by the FBI, your phone has been tapped by the FBI raids your house, if you are fortunate enough to escape that, not walking away in handcuffs, maybe don't admit to committing crimes into a microphone.
I don't think. Not a big deal. I mean, did you speed this week at all? Did you speed?
Drug selling?
No.
I sell weed.
You didn't speed at all?
Nope.
Not one time, huh?
Nope. Went 25 miles an hour the entire way here, Chew.
Selling.
Perfect. Okay.
I sell weed.
Yep.
That's going to have to be a drop.
That's exactly like the Dave Chappelle thing, right? That's exactly like who grinds their feet on somebody's couch. You know, come on, man. Yeah, I remember grinding my feet on his couch. Like, what are we doing? Come on, man.
That's good stuff. Good
Jason
stuff.
Wilde coming up next.
I sell weed.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Southbound on 41 got a little bit of a backup heading into the Good Hope Road area. Not too bad, though. The northbound side backing up a bit from Mayfair Road up to Burleigh. East and westbound 94 is eased up nicely. Westbound, though, we do have a broken down vehicle just about at Calhoun. Should be out of there pretty soon if it hasn't already been cleared in the left shoulder. We do have a little bit of bunching past that point, though, so it starts to slow down just before Calhoun and then lets up right after Calhoun. The rest of the system looking good. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, a freeze warning for all of southeast Wisconsin until 9 this morning. Otherwise, mostly sunny skies. A high will get up to 52. Tonight, partly cloudy, patchy frost possible with a low of 38 at the lake, 31 inland. Weather's brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof, siding, and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra. At 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, it's a superior, smooth taste worth playing for. Grab a Michelob Ultra Superior Light beer as you cheer your team on. Michelob Ultra, official beer sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks. Enjoy a Michelob Ultra at Deer Camp in Milwaukee, Champs in Brookfield, Club Paragon in Milwaukee, and Magoo's on the Mound in Milwaukee. Please enjoy responsibly.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO-certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S., and they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit lakelandsupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
Escape to Lake Lawn Resort in Delavan, Wisconsin, where everything is better at the lake. Dive into endless outdoor activities, including boating, fishing, and paddleboarding on the serene Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind in the award-winning Calidora Spa. Enjoy gourmet meals at 1878 on the lake, casual bites at the Lookout Bar and Eatery, and sweet treats at the Isle of Capri Cafe. Explore Delavan Lake's stunning shores and historic landmarks from the comfort of their 76-foot cruise boat, the Lake Lawn Queen. Book your stay today at LakeLawnResort.com.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
BetterHelp therapists have helped more than 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys. Moments in therapy, like the right question, a safe space to cry, or a small win can really change lives. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who have helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just call or text pound 250 and say the keyword timeout. That's keyword timeout after calling or texting pound 250.
The dance of sunlight on water.
Shimmering, sparkling, beautiful, hypnotic.
Houses that overlook a gorgeous body of water are the most highly desired houses in the world.
The Bellamare collection of fine jewelry features classic white diamonds, flanked and surrounded by rare and exotic blue diamonds.
Bellamare means beautiful water.
Bellamare, sunlight on water, glimmering and twinkling.
The dance is enticing.
The look is spectacular.
The impact is exciting.
Blue and white diamonds created in the heart of Mother Nature
will dance and sing on the body of a glittering, sparkling woman.
Bellamare. This blue and white beauty of sunlight on water
should be worn on the fingers,
the wrist,
the neck, and the ears
of the woman you love.
The Bellamare collection is available only at Kessler's.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Ready, down, put. All Packers, all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Jason Wilde is brought to you by Lakeland Supply. Lakeland Supply is in business to make your business better. Set up a free packaging and supply chain assessment at lakelandsupply.com. Exterior Pros, ready to tackle your home improvement project this year? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. Visit extpros.com. Also brought to you by Century Foods. Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
He is our friend. He is our teammate. He is Jason Wilde. He joins us 3 times a week here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, dudes.
Zap.
Let's go ahead and start with...
You all right over there, Chew?
Yeah. I'm good.
Okay, good.
We had a good segment today, Jason. We made up for it in the first one, so we're good and stretched out.
Nice. Good work.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Gabe. What was your biggest takeaway from the special Zoom that Aaron Rodgers did with Green Bay media members yesterday?
I didn't have one.
Okay. So it was just kind of... It happened, and there's nothing noteworthy?
Yeah. So, he says he's going to retire a Packer.
Which we all knew.
That's great. Yeah. He has fond memories. He has nothing to avenge, which I'm not sure I believe. Look, he's... I'm going to be brutally honest. There was a glitch in the Zoom. My guy, Bert Lawton, the PR director for the Steelers, didn't call on me. So I was a little irritated. We had a nice email exchange afterward. But I also... It was like a very kind of light and airy 10-minute back and forth. And quite frankly, there's part of me this morning now with a little bit of distance thinking it's probably better that I didn't get called on. And now I'm irritated with the former quarterback because I said, look, a couple questions would be great if you could call me. And I haven't heard from him. And I called him. He didn't pick up. So I'm not in a great mood on this. I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
But I had some real questions I wanted to ask him. The two things that I wanted to ask, and I had kind of weaseled away into folding them together, was I said, he had a line to the Pittsburgh media about how we're always growing and always looking to improve. And I was going to say, look, I'm curious if two things that happened during your time here in Green Bay, in what ways those allowed you to be a better version of yourself. One that where Brett could have done a better job and one where maybe you could have done a better job. And obviously the Brett one was, how he treated you when you got here. How did that influence how you treated Jordan when he arrived? And then when you look back on 2022, you said you wish you could have gone out on a higher note in your last season with this team. What could you have done that maybe would have had that have a better ending between, not necessarily liking the youth movement and maybe not embracing that and saying some things on Pat's show that maybe weren't ideal. And so in some ways I found myself, and maybe I was just in a stage of bargaining on my stages of grief, but and maybe that just makes me the guy that, for all the people that think I just love Rodgers, I think those are two important questions. And one puts him in a good light in terms of how he treated Love. And then one, I'm sorry, but and maybe my opinion is influencing my line of thought, but it's great that you say you wish you could have, ended on a higher note when you left here in 22, but some of the reason is you, right?
Yeah.
And so, I think it would have, instead, Mike Clemens, who's a radio guy, has been doing this for a really long time, asked some question about them riding in the back of a pickup truck after practice and him holding up a case of beer that was in the back of the pickup truck. And, yeah, it was nice. It was memories, and it was, all these jokes that they used to pull, and McCarthy finally told them to cut this blank out, and that's great. And that was the mood. And I would have definitely dragged that down. And I remember when he did an interview, when he talked after his last game against Detroit. And he kind of went through, he was talking about what he was going to miss and whatever else. And he went through like all of us beat writers. Bill, who, he calls Seinfeld, is going to ask something goofy, and I'm going to give a hard time to Bob, and I remember his line was, and Jason's going to have some really serious question, and he's right. I was going to in this instance, so that's kind of my takeaway. Like, it was very light, and it was great, and it was kind of like old times when we used to joke around at his locker, but with a 10-minute window to ask him questions, I thought that those were two things I would have really liked to get answers. And my hope is that I will speak with him between now and when I want to finish up my stories on Saturday night. But again, those are two things that I think at some point I would like answers to, whether it's when he comes back after he's retired and has a chance to reflect on his career, because I think those two things are pretty important things in the timeline of his 18 years in Green Bay.
Jason, there was a time in his heyday where I thought he was the best to ever play the game. I thought he was incredible. And I don't have that same opinion now. Where, after he retires this year, where is he? Top 5? Is he in the top 5?
So I think, and this is, again, one of those kind of conversations that, like we were, I can't remember if it was here or somewhere else. The definition was, we used the phrase important, and there's a different debate to be had between that and best. And the thing that I always point to, because I know you guys think very highly of me, and I appreciate that, but I am no Tom Brady, which I know is a very bold statement.
Yeah, whoa.
Yeah, no.
Hold on.
And by the way, I love those. I love the commercials where he's on that guy's porch and he's breaking down the kids playing in the driveway or in the yard. But Tom Brady himself has said that Rodgers is the best to ever play the position, and that if he'd had Bill Belichick as his coach, he'd have thrown for 7,000 yards a year. And in terms of his pure talent, right? Now, however we define the quote-unquote top 5 that Chewy asked, that affects where you put him. Because Tom Brady is the greatest winner, right? No doubt about it.
Yes.
Greatest winner. There are other players, though, that if you are just saying who played the position, who was the most talented, who was the best to ever play the position, I mean, I think he's in that conversation because at the peak of his powers, he did things that no other quarterbacks could. Like, he did things that Favre would have loved to have done, right? Like, he was more accurate than Brett. So when Brett took a chance in throwing into double coverage, there was a 50-50 chance that the other guy was going to get it. Rodgers was so pinpoint accurate that he could throw into, like, one of my favorite throws I ever saw him make was in Minnesota.
Yep.
And he puts a ball behind this defender's ear hole. Yes, to Jordy. And that guy, he doesn't even know where the ball is as Jordy is already celebrating. Like, he still doesn't know that the ball went whizzing by his ear.
Yeah.
He heard the sound, but he has no idea what happened. And there are so many instances of that I would argue that he is, again, using Tom Brady as my source, perhaps the best to ever play the position. But again, he's got one Super Bowl appearance. He's got one Super Bowl title. I'm sure he looks back, if he's being honest, and again, if I'm dragging down the conversation, at 11, 14, 20, and 21 with regret, as he should, because those were teams that all could have done more than what they did.
Quickly, Jason, because I know you have to go, one non-Aaron Rodgers question. The vote of confidence of Nate Hobbs yesterday by Jeff Hafley, is that an empty vote of confidence because that's what a coach is supposed to say, or does he actually believe that Hobbs is going to turn it around?
I think I like Jeff a lot. You guys know that. That was my question And it was, again, me dragging down the mood. We're having so much fun where he was remembering that San Francisco game, and then he didn't shower after the game, and he went home and he was freezing on the plane and everything else because the hot water ran out in the visitors' locker room. I felt like that had to be asked, and I felt he answered it the way he had to, but I'm very curious to see what the kind of line of demarcation is where you say we believe in him, he's going to keep going out there, whatever, and then when at what point do they say if he continues to play at the level he did, all right, it's time to play Carrington Valentine instead, and that will be the ultimate either vote of confidence or confirmation that he is not going to be able to get the job done, and we'll have to wait and see on that.
Jason, appreciate the time, my friend. Look forward to hearing you guys on Wilde and Tausch break down Packers, Steelers even further.
All right, boys. Take care. Be good.
Jason Wilde joins us 3 times a week here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and he's brought to you by Lakeland Supply. They're in business to make your business better. Set up a free packaging and supply chain assessment at lakelandsupply.com. We'll dive into Packers, Steelers coming up next, but I do want to tell you about our friends at Events by Design. Look, you're probably behind a little bit if you have not started planning for that holiday party. Christmas Eve is just 2 months away. And if you're throwing a holiday party at work, you're in charge of throwing that holiday party. Luckily, you can just contact Events by Design. You can boost culture with captivating corporate events like appreciation parties, brand activations, and more because the creative team at Events by Design truly enjoys the work that they do. They've done little things like provide support for us in our golf outing. 14th tee, they did walk-up music for everybody that came up there. Everybody loved it. They were talking about it afterwards. Or they've done huge events. Like inside Fiserv Forum, they put together the Buck Soiree last year. So whether you're looking for something small, something big, Events by Design can help you. Just search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Southbound on 41 backing up from about Hampton down to Capitol Drive. Northbound is backing up from Mayfair Road all the way up past Burleigh. The rest of the system at this point not seeing too much of an issue. We are seeing quick tap of the brakes on southbound 41 heading past Good Hope Road, so that's something to keep in mind as well. But all other issues have been rectified. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, a freeze warning for all of southeast Wisconsin until 9 today. But otherwise, mostly sunny with the high getting up to 52. Tonight, partly cloudy, patchy frost possible, a low of 38 at the lake, 31 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
Now through Wednesday, save on 24-pack Essential Everyday Spring Water, $3.99. 15 to 150 count selected varieties Solo Cups, plates, or bowls, $3.99. 13 to 22 ounce selected varieties Farm Rich Appetizers, $5.49. 14 to 16 ounce selected varieties Daisy Dips, sour cream, or cottage cheese, 2 for $5.
I am starving.
Oh, no. Never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, oh, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
Enter by November 12th.
Your neighbors are talking.
Did you see their siding?
Yikes. That drafty window, it's basically air conditioning. From nature. Don't be the scary house on the block this fall. Call Exterior Pros and Baths and get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project. No tricks, just treats. That's 262-800-4274 or click your way to extpros.com. Fall in love with your home again. Trust the pros.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Hey, it's Jen Latta, and I just had my walk-in closet redesigned by Closets by Design. Doug and his team in Mequon were amazing, from the first consultation to the final install, and now I have a beautiful, organized space for all of my clothes. They really brought my vision to life. Locally owned with the backing of a trusted national brand, they deliver expert design with a personal touch. Get 40% off plus an extra 15% off, and take advantage of 18-month free financing. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN. And don't forget to tell them Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you.
It's a bird bash at Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to $50,000 cash in a bird bash game show. Just play with your rewards card this October for a chance to win. Wouldn't you like to rake in a huge pile of cash? Bird Bash, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info at potawatomi.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What's the one thing you say almost weekly here on the show?
Let's eat.
Try again.
I don't know.
What's the one thing you've got?
Big boobs.
You've got time.
Oh, time.
You've got time.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
We got there.
Took off. I needed a few more hints.
Yeah.
What?
You put you in a... That's Dave's fault.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Is it me, or has Aaron Rodgers just kind of gone out of his way almost to be over the top in the praise for the Packers, his time there, how he feels about Green Bay heading into this game? Right? No. It feels a little over the top.
I don't think so. He's coming to the end of his career. He spent 18 great years there. Things got a little bit rocky, but when you're on your way out, it's kind of surreal after so many years.
But for a guy who has built his entire career on never forgetting a slight, and look, I understand it wasn't Jordan Love, it wasn't Keyshawn Nixon, it wasn't the actual guys he's going up against, but the same was true for Brett. You know, it's not like Greg Jennings was the one who was forcing him out the door. Clay Matthews was like, hey, we need to get this Brett Favre guy out of here. But Brett still had that, hey, I want to stick it to that team because of decisions that Ted Thompson and Mike McCarthy made.
They both forced their own way out of Green Bay.
Sure. Yeah.
They both did.
Yeah.
You know, because they got with Brett, they got sick of the retirement talk and, you know, everything that went along with that. I mean, you can only cry wolf so many times, right?
Correct.
And they have moved on. And they dug their heels in, and they, you know, and Brett didn't like it, but Brett's got to realize, hey, you're kind of responsible for them pushing you out the door, and the exact same things with Rodgers.
Yeah.
You know?
Rodgers just, once his level of play dipped, as it did in 2022, to a non-MVP level, and they missed the playoffs, that opened the door for the Packers to, hey, we're going to move on and give Jordan Love a chance.
I just don't think, in Aaron's case, he was very nice to the coaches. I think he walked all over LaFleur, kind of crapped on him at times. And then with Mike McCarthy, you know, at the time, we all think that Aaron drove Mike out of town. Right? Got a little too – I think they both got a little too big for their britches.
Yeah, look, I mean –
my mother used to say.
That in 2018, it started when the Packers won a game against the Bills. I think the score was 22-0.
Yeah.
And Rodgers did everything he could to throw Mike McCarthy under the bus. And the writing's on the wall here. Everybody sees what's going on.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it goes back to Mike Sherman because Mike Sherman let him do whatever the hell he wanted. I mean, who leaves a game and then flies home and then turns on the TV and the game's still going on? I mean, who does?
Brett. That's who does that.
Yes. You know, so. But I get it.
But again, here are some of the sound that Rodgers has been putting out there this week about missing his time in Green Bay.
Have your feelings toward the organization evolved the longer you've been away from them, that not feeling animosity? Is that something you kind of had to work to feel, or work to get to this point?
We're always working on ourselves and trying to be better than we were the previous day, previous month, previous year. But Absence makes the heart grow fonder, maybe. I have a lot of great memories from my time there. A lot of great interactions with fans over the years, living in Green Bay, living in Swamico, living in Hobart, going to Chives, being out and about, seeing people at the Piggly Wigglies when I'm shopping for groceries. I grew up there. I spent 18 years there, from 21 to 39, so I'm thankful for my time there. Obviously, would have loved to ride off in the sunset after a Super Bowl win, but that's not the way the league goes sometimes. And, I knew the writing was on the wall when Jordan was picked. And as a matter of time, I happened to win MVP the first 2 years he was with us. But I knew at some point there would be a change, and if I wanted to play, it'd probably have to be elsewhere. So I understand the situation.
I think he regrets probably some of the things he did while in Green Bay. And when it's coming to an end, yeah, we all have regrets in life, and I'm sure there's stuff he regrets saying and doing.
It seems like he has, again, and it goes back to even his time in New York. I feel like this entire thing is he is trying to make sure he stays in the good graces of Packers fans. He doesn't want to have the vitriol that was thrown at Brett thrown his way.
Yeah.
I think, and that's, again, we talk about lessons that Aaron learned from Brett. This is probably the last one. Again, it goes back to when he was with the Jets, talking about the Bears and saying how we own them, as him, as a member of the Green Bay Packers, still referring to the Packers as we, name-dropping all the fun little details about Green Bay, right? Swamico, Piggly Wiggly, Chives, all those different things. I think he's just trying to stay in the good graces of the fan base.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention, after being wistful and being very nice and complimentary of his time in Green Bay and everyone, he did have to throw the little gut shot in of, they drafted Jordan, but then I won 2 MVPs.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's...
If he would have just not said that, it would have come off so much better. So much better.
Do you think he's as spiteful as Brett was, but he just hides it better?
I think he's more calculated about
You think he would have went to Minnesota if Minnesota...
1,000,000%.
You think he would have went, huh?
Oh, this year? I mean, but honestly, but he was also in a different spot. Like, when Brett left the Jets versus Aaron leaving the Jets, I feel Aaron's choices were very few and far between.
Yes.
I feel like Brett could have gone just about anywhere he wanted to go when he left the Jets.
Yeah.
Because he would... His last year in Green Bay, Brett played awesome. Prevented Tom Brady from being a unanimous MVP.
Mm-hmm.
The first 8 games in in New York,
were good.
He was really good, and then he tore the bicep tendon, and he stunk the last 8 games.
Yeah.
But they won like a Thursday night game. They were like 6-2 or 7-3. They were something.
Yeah, no, they were solid.
They were really good, and then he tore the bicep tendon and just played terribly down the stretch. So I think teams that were looking for quarterbacks would have gone, oh, yeah, we can. Brett still has something left in the tank. Whereas the last 2 years in New York for Aaron, the way they went, the perceived nature of how things went in the locker room, I feel the options were very few and far between.
Real quick, because I wanted to ask Jason, but I know he had to go, and I just one comparable, and both you guys answer. At the end of the day, Peyton Manning or Aaron Rodgers?
Are you saying in terms of gifts, like physical?
I'm saying in terms of Brady 1, Mahomes 2, I don't know who 3 is, but would you put Peyton Manning ahead of Aaron or Aaron ahead of Peyton?
Man, Aaron has, and as smart as Aaron is, and as much of a football genius as Aaron is, I feel like Peyton is a click above him. Because Aaron was able to do the things he did with tremendous physical gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Peyton didn't, especially after the arm injury, and then he goes and throws and wins an MVP in Denver. Like, he did that just because he was smart enough. Like, Peyton didn't have a rocket arm. I mean, obviously it was strong enough. It was good enough. I'm not saying he had a bad arm, but he didn't have... Peyton Manning was not known for being able to rear back and just chuck it and dot it wherever he wants the way Aaron was.
No, but at the end of the day, one game, who are you taking? Same personnel on the field. I don't
Aaron.
Care who you play.
Aaron.
Really?
Aaron.
Why so quick?
Because his physical gifts are, like, he's close, I think, to Peyton in terms of the smarts and the brains.
Yeah.
He's close enough to Peyton where the physical stuff then just all takes over.
Okay, fair. I agree.
If we were comparing career accomplishments that way, that becomes a different conversation. But if I had to pick one guy to win one game, same personnel, I'm picking Aaron.
Yeah, same. I don't know if I'm picking anyone.
Really?
Aaron almost won a game with Jeff Janis as his top target.
Yeah, but his playoff record isn't stellar.
Yeah, because he had to throw to Jeff Janis. I mean, nobody's playoff record is actually that stellar other than Tom Brady's. Like, turns out everybody else,
Mahomes?
Yeah, Brady and Mahomes.
Okay.
That's it, and that's the list.
Okay.
But everybody else is pretty close to 500 because that's the way the playoffs work. There aren't a lot of games in the postseason, and if you get a bye and you make an NFC Championship game, guess what? You went 1-1 that year.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So I think people would be shocked to learn how close some of those playoff records are for everybody. Bucks basketball is back. It's time to play. The Bucks did open up the regular season with a great win over Washington. The next time the Bucks are in town, New York, Tuesday. And nothing compares to the energy of Fiserv Forum. The raucous crowd, freakish slam dunks, buzzer-beating three-pointers. Get in on the action with a ticket plan that works for you. Learn more at bucks.com/tickets. That's bucks.com/tickets.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
When you're injured, you want quick, specialized care, not a long ER wait. The orthopedic care specialists at Ortho ASAP treat fractures, sprains, strains, sports injuries, and more right away. With on-site x-rays and expert care, Ortho ASAP gets you back on track faster. Open 7 days a week with locations in Brookfield and Pewaukee, it's more affordable than the ER. Walk in, get treated, and get back to life. Ortho ASAP. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. I reclaim my outdoor space by having Comfort Awnings install a motorized retractable awning so I can enjoy the sun and get relief when I need it. Sensors are also available that detect strong winds and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive a free motor for your automated awning with your order. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
The post-crib assembly press conference brought to you by Progressive.
Michael, you had some trouble putting the crib together today. What went wrong?
You know, those instructions can be tough, and, well, you saw the outcome.
Were you upset when your wife pulled you and called in the backup?
No, I mean, the baby needs a crib to sleep in, so whatever it takes.
You've got a changing table to put together next. It's got a lot of drawers. What's your comment?
You know what? We're done here.
Like it or not, sometimes you need a backup. That's why there's Progressive to protect your home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football. It's a pepper thing.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the weather first, before wearing face paint to the game.
Bro, your Go Cats is dripping into your nachos.
Oh, and now paint is in my eyes. Interception! Did you see that?
No! Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
This college football season, show your school spirit every time you pay. Introducing college-branded Venmo debit cards. Rep your team on and off the field with custom designs that let everyone know who you're rooting for. Whether you're tailgating, grabbing stacks for the watch party, or celebrating a win, you can unlock 15% cash back at ESPN, 1 free year of Perplexity Pro, and more. This college football season, score more with the Venmo debit card. Get yours now in the Venmo app. Learn more at venmo.com/collegecard.
Max cashback varies. Terms apply. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What operating system does a Chewy computer run on?
I believe it's a Cat 14.
It's a COS. It's a Chewy operating system.
I was thinking Windows 98.
Yeah, very similar.
It's dial-up. Let me get my modem.
Chewy.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Interesting tweet I saw this morning, Chew. So put on your X's and O's hat. See if you can help me break this one down. Dan Orlovsky tweeting out this morning, Aaron Rodgers has the third quickest snap-to-pass time in the NFL, 2.63 seconds. His average depth of target, 5.9 yards, third shortest in the NFL. So you marry those two things together, I think it makes a ton of sense. Rodgers is getting rid of the ball quickly, and he's getting rid of it near the line of scrimmage. That's, again, how you get rid of the ball quickly. Mike is going to have to win lightning quick, like 2 seconds quick, is the last commentary that Orlovsky says. And it seems like that was the way the Cowboys had attacked the Packers of, hey, one of the ways that we can try to mitigate Micah Parsons is not just throw extra bodies over there, but try to get rid of the ball quickly. And that's already something that Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers do. So to me, a lot of this comes down to the secondary, the linebackers, guys closer to the line of scrimmage. How do you try to mitigate that? All right, we're going to try, because I'm sure teams did this to you guys because you had Reggie. I'm sure a way to get rid of, try to mitigate Reggie is get rid of the ball quickly and avoid third and long situations where you have to hold on to the football as a play develops. So how do you counteract that as a defense?
I would, if you're going to rush four, I would play a mixture of cover 2 and cover 3, but I would put my DBs off the ball at 3 to 5 yards to take away slants and things like that. If they're going to do it quickly, then you force them to run outs and stuff where you can use the sideline to your advantage. Get them to third. And you know what it's going to come down to, Gabe? 3rd and 4s. How many times are the Steelers going to convert 3rd and 4, and how many times aren't they? It's a little bend but don't break, but it's going to be, they'll have the play to Pickens. He's their big time, right?
No, DK Metcalf.
DK.
We've seen Pickens.
DK.
Yeah, thank God. I don't need to see it again.
Yeah. DK will catch his balls down the field, but it's going to be, and obviously they don't have the same weapons as Cincinnati, but remember we were talking about Cincinnati with Flacco?
Mm-hmm.
It was down the field one, and then check down. Down the field with one, check down. So this is going to be, for Pittsburgh, it's going to be a lot 2nd and 7, 3rd and 3s, 3 to 4. It's all going to be how the Packers control them on manageable 3rd down plays to get them off the field.
Kind of feels like Pat Freiermuth could have a big game, too.
Yeah.
Feels like the Packers have struggled covering tight ends. Arthur Smith loves tight ends. Because outside
they're not going to score a lot. I don't think Pittsburgh's going to score a lot, Gabe.
Good, because their defense
21.
stinks.
Yeah.
Their defense is not very good. It is not a traditional, when you think of the Steelers, good defense. That is not what this Steelers team is. That is not what this team is through the first handful of games. Maybe they turn it around. Hopefully they don't turn it around on Sunday. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy back in 2 minutes.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Down on 4394, backing up out of the Plainfield curve all the way up past Oklahoma Avenue. Southbound looking pretty good. Southbound 43 as well. No major problems there. Westbound 94, you got backups from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Back on the brakes just west of Elm Grove Road all the way to Calhoun. Eastbound, you got backups from Highway 164 all the way to Springdale. More delays from Brookfield Road all the way past Calhoun. And then 70th Street through the Stadium Interchange to about 35th. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, a freeze warning for all of southeast Wisconsin until 9 a.m. today. Otherwise, mostly sunny skies. A high will get up to 52. Tonight, partly cloudy, patchy frost possible with a low of 38 at the lake, 31 inland. Weather's brought to you by Lake Lawn Resort. Get ready for boating, fishing, and paddleboarding on serene Delavan Lake. Make the most of the season at Lake Lawn Resort. Book your adventure today at lakelawnresort.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
With a dedicated Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. For 15 years, we've been serving businesses, organizations, and individuals in the area with a long-standing commitment to the healthcare and not-for-profit sectors. Whether it's expansion to commercial payments, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions to navigate your organization's complex needs. Experience the difference with Fifth Third Bank. National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with Accutrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use Accutrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. Accutrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
But then it turned into my deal, and then it turns into the micromanaging. You know, we will have been married 14 years this year, okay? She's never potted a plant.
Kramer? Hey, buddy, hey. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. What the hell is going on? Breakfast. I gotta be in at Brand Leland by 9. Why? Because I'm working there, that's why.
So, I kind of had a feeling it would be my job, but now it's like, you know, you got to take dirt out of that plant. And you got to knock the roots off. And you know, you got to water them when you're done. And you know, this is going to make a big mess, so go do it over here.
Jerry, I don't know if you've noticed, but lately I've been drifting aimlessly. Now that you mention it. But I finally realized what's missing in my life. Structure. And at Brand Leland, I'm getting things done.
Dyson, my one son, used to say it as a kid, and I used to laugh. He'd just say, "You're not the boss of me." So I had to pull that today. I said, I don't work for you.
Wait, this morning already you had to pull that?
How much are they paying? No. I don't want anything. I'm doing this just for me.
Clearly. So what do you do down there all day?
TCB, taking care of business.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Lapp.
Time to use that football brain of Chewy's once again and try to determine whether or not Jeff Hafley believes in Nate Hobbs or if this is just what he is supposed to say as a coach of Nate Hobbs. Because Nate Hobbs has not played well. I don't think anybody can say that he has. There's no way around that. A free agent signing that just has not worked out to this point. Still plenty of time to turn it around, but to this point, has not been good for the Green Bay Packers. Trying to transition him from the slot corner to an outside corner, and whether that's because he ended up missing time in training camp because of the knee injury or the knee injury itself, right now he has not been good on the outside. I believe he is the second worst in terms of passer rating when he's being targeted in the NFL. So not good.
No.
Obviously, this was something that was going to be asked about yesterday when it came to Jeff Hafley. So here's what Hafley had to say about Nate Hobbs rebounding from a tough week in Arizona.
I think Nate's had a really good week of practice. I mean, like you said, I've been around some of the best corners, whether it was Revis or Rondé or Sherm. Look, just talked about Sherm on a 3rd and 20 getting called for a hold, which cost us a free play, and they go on to win the game. You have to have a short memory, and I'm not going to lose confidence in a player. I'm not going to do that. You got to keep coaching those guys, and you got to keep talking to them and showing them how to improve, how to get better, but they can't lose confidence, and we can't lose confidence. That's not part of who we are or what we're going to do. So we got to keep coaching him. I have confidence that he'll keep getting better. He is hard on himself. He's extremely competitive. He's talented. He's still, he's getting into the swing of things after coming back from his knee and the surgery that he had. And I'm excited to see him because he's a fighter, and I believe in him, and I believe he's going to get out there and take a step forward this week.
Chew, is that a coach who believes in everything he's saying out loud, or is there a chance that Nate Hobbs, if he continues to play this way, finds himself on the bench?
No, that's what he's supposed to say. I don't think that's what they're saying behind closed doors, but, you have to be careful how you handle today's players because they can be a little bit soft. But if Hafley's not the one who's going to address his play from a bad standpoint, how it works is it'll trickle down from LaFleur to Hafley, and then Hafley will tell the position coach, and then the position coach has to get that through to him. But they have to do it in such a delicate way that I'm sure the position coach is just like, man, is something wrong? Are you hurt? Are you just, And we were unsure about this guy, Gabe, when they signed him. We didn't know we knew he was good in the slot, but we didn't know if he could
transition to the outside and be a boundary corner. We didn't. We knew he was physical, Chew. We knew he was good in the slot, and I thought, okay, maybe he will play the slot, but that's been Javon Bullard's spot. They have been really happy, seemingly, with the way that Bullard has played out of the slot, so I can't imagine that Hobbs is just going to slide back to the inside and Bullard's not going to be playing as much. But again, per NFL Pro, Hobbs is one of 49 quarterbacks to play at least 140 coverage snaps. Of those 49, only 2 players have a worse passer rating allowed. Cowboys, Trevon Diggs, Rams, Emmanuel Forbes.
My guess is they'll give them one more week, this being this week. They probably have, and you guys sent me the tweet yesterday, a couple players on speed dial where if this week doesn't work out well, it could be possibly trading for a cornerback around the league. But no, he knows he's on the hot seat. He should be on the hot seat. That's terrible. And what year is the guy in?
Hobbs, I think this is year 5 or 6.
Hafley, you knew there was a BS meter when he was like, well, he's continued to he's in his 5th or 6th year. Come on.
5th year. So he spent the first 4 in Las Vegas. This is year number 5.
You should know what you have as a player going into your 5th year.
Well, but if you're changing positions the way he is, do you know? They know.
They should have, Gabe. They should have known when he signed him.
Yeah, they know what he is as a slot corner, right? Yeah. I think you know that. But when you're asking somebody to change, and it's, to me, this is like a unique thing to corner. I guess maybe you can say it's the same thing at wide receiver in terms of playing outside or playing slot. But I feel like the best wide receivers in the league can kind of move around and play wherever.
Yeah.
But so this is like, to me, almost an exclusive thing to this position where you're like, hey, you were inside, but now we're going to try to play you outside because it's different skills involved. I guess maybe along the offensive line, you're asking a guard to play tackle.
Yeah, that's a little different. You know, it's a little different. It'd be like, okay.
But I don't think you would sign somebody who's been in the league for 4 years, who's been a guard almost exclusively, and go, yeah, we think he can play tackle. I don't think teams would do that, No, I agree. But you know what teams do? You know what we would do, Gabe? And, everyone does it. You target the weak link on defense. Oh, yeah.
He's the weak link.
Mm-hmm.
So if he doesn't hold up this week, because I don't know why they haven't gone to Valentine already?
Yeah. Carrington played 2 defensive snaps last week. 2.
So they don't like him either. So my guess is because Pittsburgh's going to target him.
Oh,
they're going to be, they're going to be like, all right, their money corners Keyshawn on whatever side he's on, and let's attack the weak link. We do it with linebackers. We do it in the run game. We do it with defensive tackles. You establish where the defense is weak, and you attack it. So if he doesn't play well this week, my guess is they'll trade. But you know what?
So I keep seeing these things, Chew. I keep seeing these. Oh, the Packers are making this call. The Packers are making that call. Sure, they're making calls right now, but after giving up their first-round pick next year, I can't imagine them giving up more draft capital to go acquire someone at this point, because we also know how much Brian Gutekunst loves his draft picks.
Yeah.
So unless they're offloading some other player to pick up picks and make up for it, I don't know if they're going to actually go out to the market and grab a corner.
But this was the point I was trying to make with Jordan Love and Micah Parsons. Okay? He sucks, and the quarterback get-off time is like 2.5 seconds. Can you imagine if the quarterback time was 4.5 seconds? How much worse this would look? But we knew this going in. We knew it going in. We knew that the cornerback position was kind of a question mark. We weren't sure if Keyshawn was QB or CB1, which he's turned out to be, and he's played pretty good.
Yeah, I think he's been solid. Again, I don't think anyone's going to be confusing him for Deion Sanders anytime soon, but there are a lot worse cornerback ones that you could have in this league. I think he's been solid.
Yeah, I agree.
There is a question here from Ryan McGuanago. Is he not completely healthy and playing because they have nothing better? So Hobbs has been on the injury report with the knee injury. He was a full participant yesterday, but he was limited on Wednesday. So the knee is still listed there. Obviously, he's healthy enough to play and put out there, and to me, that's the only thing that matters. But if you say you're healthy enough to go out there on the field, the expectation's the expectations. Like, well, he's hurt. That's what. All right, if you're hurting your team that bad by trying to play through something, then you shouldn't be out there.
Or the other thing they do is when they play like crap and they are healthy, they take a dive. Guys do that.
Ooh, my arm is broken.
Yeah. Guys do that. So we'll just see. But my guess is if he doesn't play well, then you got to go out there and take a trade.
I'm really curious to see if that comes to fruition over the next couple of weeks. Although Adam Schefter has said with us multiple times he expects a pretty active trade deadline, not just for the Packers, but across the league over the next couple of weeks. Craig Carmason going to be joining us next. But right now, we got to sound the alarm. Sound the alarm, Joshy. Screaming Sicilian, it is BOGO. Buy one, get one, pick and save Metro Market for the next 2 weeks through November 4th. Grab all your favorite Screaming Sicilian pizzas. Think about that. Think about all the different Screaming, not just the regular. Obviously, you have your Screaming Sicilian original, we'll call it, which is so great with that buttery crust, great toppings, but they've got the thin and crispy. They've got the tavern style. They've got Detroit style. I had one of those earlier this week. Absolutely love the Detroit style Screaming Sicilian. And right now, Screaming Sicilian BOGO. Buy one, get one. Pick and save at Metro Market through November 4th.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Northbound on 4394, backing up out of the Plainfield curve all the way up past Oklahoma Avenue. Southbound, looking pretty good. Southbound 43 as well. No major problems there. Westbound 94, you got backups from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Back on the brakes just west of Elm Grove Road all the way to Calhoun. Eastbound, you got backups from Highway 164 all the way to Springdale. More delays from Brookfield Road all the way past Calhoun. And then 70th Street through the Stadium Interchange to about 35th. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, a freeze warning for all of southeast Wisconsin until 9 a.m. today. Otherwise, mostly sunny skies. A high will get up to 52. Tonight, partly cloudy, patchy frost possible with a low of 38 at the lake, 31 inland. Weather's brought to you by Lake Lawn Resort. Get ready for boating, fishing, and paddleboarding on serene Delavan Lake. Make the most of the season at Lake Lawn Resort. Book your adventure today at lakelawnresort.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
You said people came to Lambeau to play with you then.
You know, Green Bay isn't, a huge vacation destination. People are coming here to play with me.
Now they come to Green Bay to play with 10.
Love, stepping up, throwing in, Joe Watson, touchdown Packers.
Get every everything you need for the Packers matchup against Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers right here. 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
The shot clock's winding down, and Saturn Lounge scores at the buzzer. When your marketing needs a slam dunk, our team drives the lane with creative strategy, branding, websites, video storytelling, and marketing campaigns that win. We run the full court press in every engagement, pushing the pace, finding that open shot, and delivering the highlight reel results. Our Saturn Lounge team ensures that your marketing content and campaigns dominate like a champion. Don't settle for a turnover or a missed shot or a wasted possession. Let Saturn Lounge run your marketing game plan now. To tell the world your story, visit SaturnLounge.com today.
Milwaukee, it's officially time for October baseball. The energy is electric, the city is buzzing, and there's no better way to celebrate than with Carbless. Carbless is the ready-to-drink cocktail that keeps fans cheering. No sugar, full of flavor, and always refreshingly delicious. Whether you're tailgating outside the stadium, celebrating downtown, or gathering with friends at home, Carbless is your go-to for every big hit, every clutch play, and every Brewers moment. So crack open a Carbless, raise it high, and toast to October baseball in Milwaukee, because nothing goes better with the big stage in baseball than finding your bliss. Visit drinkcarbless.com and see where Carbless is located nearest to you.
I think one of the things that patients don't realize is that when they get a joint replacement, that's not a lifetime treatment option. And they're probably, if they are a younger patient, signing up for multiple surgeries down the road.
As a physician and medical director for QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli's seen a pattern of trending joint pain. Prolonged medication, steroids, then surgery, possibly another surgery.
So a lot of our patients are trying to avoid or put off surgery, and this is the treatment that can help them do that.
QC Kinetics extracts your body's healing substances, concentrates them back into your aching joints to help heal and restore those areas, providing lasting relief.
Oh, I love being able to tell my patients, before we do this surgery, let's try another option. Let's see if this is right for you, because now they might not have to have surgery at all.
Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. 414-667-5559.
Escape to Lake Lawn Resort in Delavan, Wisconsin, where everything is better at the lake. Dive into endless outdoor activities, including boating, fishing, and paddleboarding on the serene Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind in the award-winning Calidora Spa. Enjoy gourmet meals at 1878 on the lake, casual bites at the Lookout Bar and Eatery, and sweet treats at the Isle of Capri Cafe. Explore Delavan Lake's stunning shores and historic landmarks from the comfort of their 76-foot cruise boat, the Lake Lawn Queen. Book your stay today at LakeLawnResort.com.
Craig Carmason on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is brought to you by Saturn Lounge, your partner for marketing strategy, creative content, and winning campaigns. From websites to video and everything marketing, visit SaturnLounge.com to tell the world your story. It's Friday, and that means it's time to check in with GKB President Craig Carmason.
Has any market been as consistent where they only have one team than Wisconsin? We know Chicago hasn't been.
No.
Fridays with Mo.
Yeah, but until you win a championship, you can't really say that. And they've had one champion.
Chewy, we're going to just create an AI. The AI Chewy can just bring up championship. We don't even need Chewy.
They've had one championship.
What, it's going to be put like a hologram over there?
Yeah. Craig Carmason on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is brought to you by Saturn Lounge, your partner for marketing strategy, creative content, and winning campaigns. From websites to video and everything marketing, visit SaturnLounge.com to tell the world your story.
Well, I'm talking with Craig Carmason each and every Friday here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We'll get to Craig in just a moment. Do have a text here, Chewy, on the Carbless Talk and text line. Good morning, Gabe and Chewy. Is it time for the Bo Melton experience? I'm assuming they'd still provide the same safety coverage they would for Hobbs. Would make for a great story. Keep up the great work. Love the show. If Bo Melton was ready, Bo Melton would be out there, I guess is the easiest way to put that, right?
Yeah.
Bo's still developing, and I think he developed quicker than they thought at corner, which is why he ended up on the 53-man roster. But I don't think they believe he's ready to go out there and defend somebody like DK Metcalf on Sunday Night Football.
No, you know, someone that's learning the position, okay, I'll give Bo Melton a pass. He's only been there for about 3 or 4 months. A little different than, playing that position your entire career. So I think, and that's why I think this week is a big week. A big week for the front office with decision-making, and a big week for Hobbs and how he plays.
Well, I think it's a big week for decision-making on a couple of fronts. If they end up activating Christian Watson the way that we are anticipating them, they've got to get rid of somebody on the roster because their roster is full now. They had 2 open roster spots for the longest time, which is why they were able to carry 2 kickers. But when they activated Jacob Monk last week off of IR, okay, now you don't have that extra roster spot, and you actually have to make a corresponding move if Christian Watson's going to be moved up. I would not expect that to happen, Chew, until tomorrow, or maybe even. So they would leave today or tomorrow to go to Pittsburgh.
Let's say Friday. No, they leave tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So before they would make that corresponding move before they.
Or they're not going to do anything, or they won't, or he won't play this week.
Oh yeah, that's certainly an option.
Yeah,
is not activating him, but then they would have to still activate him next week.
Who would they get rid of? I mean, what's McManus's deal?
But I don't think they kick on Wednesday, so he did not participate on Wednesday. He was a limited participant yesterday.
So my gut tells me that Christian Watson is not going to play. They're going to give McManus one more week, and then next week they'll cut Havlicek.
Yeah.
Right. Make sense?
Yeah. I think that does make sense. But also, Christian Watson seemed, when he talked to the media, pretty, hey, I'm going to be playing, you know? I think he had a couple other final medical hurdles to clear, but it seemed like he was pretty confident that he was going to play.
But they're not going to keep 2 kickers on the roster.
Can't imagine. Unless they're not that confident in McManus being able to go.
Yes.
But I mean, Havlicek is the first one to go. But they've got a number of different guys, Chew, that they haven't opened the window necessarily yet on, but they've got some guys that are on IR that are expecting to come back, right? Like they've got decisions. Marshawn Lloyd. I think we're still a ways away, but Jaden Reed down the line, you know, whenever he comes back from his broken collarbone. Like there are decisions that are going to have to be made in this roster as we continue. Havlicek is the obvious one to me.
Yeah.
And if they think McManus is healthy enough to go, then he's the one who gets cut.
It's just too bad they couldn't get any value for him because I think he is a pretty good kicker.
Well, he has been for 2 weeks.
Yeah, but he's pretty good. 61-yarder.
Yeah, look, I think there's a lot of guys out there that have really strong legs, but he hadn't kicked in the NFL in 2 years. I think there's a reason for that as well.
I think he'll get picked up pretty quickly.
Whoever else is, I mean, he has debuted that the next team that is looking to replace their struggling kicker has a kicker that's injured. Like, he's going to be, this guy kicked a 61-yarder in a game? Yeah, we'll pick up this guy.
Yeah.
Or if he just clears waivers, I wouldn't be shocked if the Packers stash him away on the practice squad. Again, he can still be picked up off of the practice squad and go to any other team that way if they're going to assign him to the 53.
Would you guys wait with Watson one more week just because of the field situation?
It's tough to say without inspecting the field situation once you get there. You know what I'm saying? But you would have to
inspecting his knee.
What's that?
Or inspecting his knee.
Well, I just assume that that's a hurdle that's going to be cleared.
You know
that the knee is going to be medically cleared. But before they replaced this field turf, their kicker slipped and missed a field goal. One of their core special teamers tore his knee up because the field gave way. Now, Pitt plays tonight.
Where?
At home in that stadium. And they resurfaced it after a couple of weeks ago.
Which stinks because the grass is not, I consider myself a grass expert. The grass hasn't taken root yet.
Okay, hold on. Is that on the list?
It hasn't taken root yet. I'm telling you. If they replaced it last week, I just replaced sod here.
I don't think it was last week. I think it was a couple weeks ago.
I still don't like it.
Okay, hold on. I got to see if grass arrogance is on the list. It is not.
It shouldn't be.
What do you mean
you can't put it on the list? If you're an expert, it's not arrogant. Okay? It's not arrogant.
Whoa. We've got NBA on this list. I was listed last year on an ESPN.com article as an NBA expert. Do I have to take NBA off this list?
Well, that tag came before you were an expert, so no.
but I can't take it off retroactively?
Who called you an expert?
ESPN.com.
Big time.
ESPN.com. I got an email, and they had basically asked everybody over at radio to give their NBA Finals predictions, and then put out an article saying, here are the NBA experts' predictions of what's going to happen in the finals.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, again, I did not use that term for myself, the way that you are calling yourself grass expert.
Do they still have that big-time status on Twitter? Remember where you would get like a blue mark or a blue check?
Oh, the blue check, yeah. You have to buy it.
Yeah, it's different now.
What?
Yeah, you have to buy the and anybody can buy a blue check mark.
Oh, so it's scammy.
Oh, but yeah, they're just looking for ways to.
It's kind of like Amazon Prime. It's not really Prime. That's a scam.
Whatever could that possibly mean?
Okay, so
Because Prime means you get...
Two things. What do you think Amazon Prime is?
You get it overnight.
That's not what Amazon Prime is.
Yep. Used to be.
No.
Then what was it?
2-day delivery. So free 2-day.
No,
free 2-day, and then you get access to the Amazon Prime Video.
So what happens when it doesn't get delivered in 2 days? They don't care.
They will either refund you for the specific item. That's happened to me before. I had something that I needed in a certain amount of time. It didn't make it, so I got that product for free. Or they will notify you and say, hey, does this make a big difference?
Well, how long did you have to sit on the phone and argue with them?
0
I don't have that
seconds.
kind of time.
You have more time than all of us put together.
Tell me you can't be there on the phone while you're watching your sprinkler go back and forth on the lawn?
Also, they have a great live chat feature that will take care of everything for you. It's very quick.
I got road trip this weekend. I'm kind of excited.
What does that mean?
Me and the Wiffle. Got to drive her up north a few spots, going to Disney to stay at Disney, and then going to Universal tomorrow, because Universal is better than Disney.
What does a man your size do at Universal? Do you fit on the ride? Like I would be being as tall as you are. I'd be worried about some of the headspace on those rides.
No, she won't go on roller coasters, which I love. But there's some really cool rides. I love Harry Potter. Kind of go back to fantasy world. Have you ever been there?
I have never been to Universal.
Oh, it's the best. I get to be a kid again, essentially.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. We have been using those, the folks over there, Gina Della and the team at Pella Windows and Doors Wisconsin here at ESPN Wisconsin for a long time. I'm just the latest of a long line of people to trust Gina Della and Pella, and you should as well, because this month you can score a whole house of new energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's like a drive you can sustain for years, keeping your home comfortable thanks to incredible defense played by Pella Windows, stopping the drafts. Don't wait. Schedule the free consultation today, PellaWI.com. And when you use Pella Windows and Doors Wisconsin, tell them that Gabe Neitzel sent you.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We do have an accident on 894 heading northbound right at the ramp from Lincoln off on the left shoulder. But the delays are moving along relatively well past that scene. Eastbound 94 backing up from 70th Street all the way through the stadium interchange. Westbound, you got some backups past Calhoun towards Brookfield Road. And then on northbound 41 backing up from Mayfair Road all the way to Burleigh. Traffic is brought to you by Safe Plow. When winter hits Wisconsin, Safe Plow keeps driveways and businesses clear with no tolerance snow removal. They handle the blizzards so you can handle your business. Visit safeplow.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, a freeze warning for all of southeast Wisconsin until 9 today. Otherwise, mostly sunny with a high of 52. Tonight, partly cloudy, patchy frost possible with a low of 38 at the lake, 31 inland. Weather's brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Why Z-Bart? Because you don't want rust holes in your expensive vehicle. Let Z-Bart keep the rust away with professional rust protection. Only at Z-Bart.
As the Green Bay Packers prepare to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers and former quarterback Aaron Rodgers on Sunday, a sentimental Rodgers met with Green Bay media via Zoom on Thursday. Rodgers reflecting on his time in Green Bay and saying when it's all said and done, he will likely retire a Green Bay Packer.
Damn near everything great in my life is because of, my football career. My football career starts and will end one day with Green Bay.
No talk of retirement yet, though, as Rodgers leads the 4-2 Steelers against the 4-1-1 Packers on Sunday Night Football. The Packers 3.5-point favorites. I'm Alex Stroh.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Why Z-Bart? Because you have a manly truck that you do manly things with. And you don't want the truck bed getting all beat up. You want Rhino Liner by Z-Bart to keep your truck bed man-proof. So man up and ask for Rhino Liner by Z-Bart.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Turn your driveway into the basketball court of your dreams with Precision Sports, Southeastern Wisconsin's dealer for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator hoop systems. From installation to customizable painted court lines, Precision Sports is a slam dunk. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
It's Friday, and that means it's time to check in with GKB President Craig Carmason.
Has any market been as consistent where they only have one team than Wisconsin? We know Chicago hasn't been.
No.
Fridays with Mo.
Yeah, but until you win a championship, you can't really say that. And they've had one champion.
Chewy, we're going to just create an AI. The AI Chewy can just bring up championship. We don't even need Chewy.
They've had one championship.
What, it's going to be put like a hologram over there?
Yeah. Craig Carmason on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is brought to you by Saturn Lounge, your partner for marketing strategy, creative content, and winning campaigns. From websites to video and everything marketing, visit SaturnLounge.com to tell the world your story.
Love catching up with Good Karma Brands founder, CEO Craig Carmason here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy each and every Friday. Good morning, Craig.
I often think it's like the April time, but is this like the best time of the sports year all of a sudden?
Why would you say that?
It's just insane. And I know we're all sad about the Brewers season being over, and it was cool to have Murph at the Bucks game.
Yeah, he got a big ovation.
Yeah. You know, a crazy ovation.
Thanasis.
Yeah. Holy crap. The Nasus got an equal ovation to Bobby.
Yep.
In the in the initial introductions.
Mm-hmm.
But then every time there's a vibe, I think, between people who don't leave when the Bucks are up by 20 and Thanasis that is so special. That when Thanasis was getting the ball in the final minute and a half of the game, it was louder than anything we saw for Chris or Giannis somehow during the game.
It was audible disappointment when he passed the ball. Like it would just be
once.
a simple,
Not like once, but
yes.
like
every time that he touched the ball. Like
Yeah.
there was just a simple action near the top of the arc where he got it, and it's clearly just like a little dribble handoff,
Yeah,
right?
it made me
and
think-
everybody was expecting him just to launch a three.
It made me think like, oh, like all this, like, oh, the Bucks are bringing back Thanasis just because of Giannis, and I'm like, actually, I think the fans are as happy to have him back, maybe even more than Giannis. I mean, it was really remarkable. But when you look at this time of year, like obviously I think when you lose a championship series, you instantly like can't watch game 1 of the World Series, or like you can't watch the next game that the team who beat you plays in. Like there's some like little mourning period that has to exist. You can listen to it though right here on ESPN Radio. But so I think you have the World Series going on.
Yeah.
The NBA, like, forget what happened yesterday morning because I know politically and all that.
No, we're not forgetting that. So keep going.
The timing of that was obviously done for people like Chewy, right? To be able to be like, oh, look at the NBA. The NBA over the first 3 days has been so insane. Like the games last night, Golden State, Denver, and OKC in double overtime again against Indiana. The games have been so amazing. The Bucks came out and looked great. You know, obviously the KPJ injury. But, I mean, you add to it then everything else. You're in the heart of the NFL season.
Yep.
You're in the heart of college football season. Like, this is just an unbelievable time of the year in sports.
I mean, college basketball is going to be tipping off
It has
in
started
a week.
already.
Yeah. I mean, a week
they're
from
playing
actual games.
exhibition
Yeah.
games.
And you can actually go to those exhibition games, I think, for the first time. But actual college basketball a week from Monday here in Milwaukee with Marquette.
That's fine. That's like background stuff. But if you're talking, it has to include NFL and college football.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Well,
it's the heart
so,
of
I
those
mean,
seasons.
You're
It's the
riding
heart of those
coattails. I
seasons.
get it. You're riding coattails. That's fine.
To be in the heart of the NFL and college season and also have the World Series and also have the start of the NBA, and to have the start of the NBA being played at this level, which it kind of scares you because, like, it's too much, right? Like, they're talking about playing an 18th game for the NFL, or, you know, an 18th game for the NFL, and, you know, they will do that regardless of player safety. 82 games for the NBA with how physical the game is now is just is insane to think about that they do that. Plus, you know, play another 25 games if you want to win the championship. But I mean, it has just started so good.
All right, let's get to it. As an NBA owner, what was your take on what went down yesterday in regards to the gambling?
Yeah, as I said, it was crappy timing, and I don't like I don't know why they had to have that timing. You know, it was obviously a story that we've known about for years. You know, because of, you know, the public nature of
Jonte Porter,
of some of it.
Terry Rozier.
The Terry Rozier stuff we had known, and, you know, the Chauncey Billups stuff. It's obviously a concern, but it's why legal gambling makes sense, right? Like, this isn't new, and this happened in baseball throughout the year, right? Like, where people were throwing a ball on the first pitch, like, intentionally because they could send $50,000 back to their family, you know, if they throw a ball on the first pitch and they don't feel like it's really going to impact the batter. And, like, so I think you're just figuring out with legal gambling. It's great. With AI, with all of this, you pretty much instantly figure out when there's gambling irregularities. And so Charles Barkley said it really well last night. Like, it's just dumb. Like, you're going to get caught doing it. And it's like, it's not like a league issue or it's not an integrity issue. It's a dumb issue, and you'll weed out people who are doing these dumb things. And by the way, it is dumb to be able to bet on, let's just say, like, you know, who from the Milwaukee Bucks, like, if you're, you know, if I'm not going to name a name, right? But if you're able to bet under 2.5 assists on a guy, like, it's just dumb to be able to have those bets. But it's great that now with legal gambling, you can catch people.
So let me ask you this: should professional athletes not be allowed to gamble?
You're saying, so should they not be able to go play legal blackjack?
Well, I
at
can tell you
Potawatomi?
this. I can tell you this, Craig. I have firsthand. Well, I have knowledge of it. When I played, they would keep an eye on who's at Oneida.
Yep.
Professional athletes.
I think
be.
they should be allowed, but I think that's a good call. Like, I think it should be clearly registered, and you should know what's going on. But you should be able to do it. And again, like, if the issues come up, college athletes have not been able to gamble on professional sports. A law is about to pass allowing college athletes to gamble on professional sports. So
I just don't think they should be allowed. I mean, how easy? Let's say Joe Smith's in the NBA and he's really good friends with Kevin Jones, who's in the NFL. What's to keep him from going, who's out this week, man?
Right, but
Who's
it's
not
so
playing?
easy to then see the irregularities. Like, oh, this person all of a sudden bet 50 grand on this and this person was out. Like, that's what the beauty of legal gambling. Chewy, this has been going on in every sport for the last 100 years. It's just now that it's legal, and there still is illegal gambling. Now that it's legal, it's able to be caught.
So
I mean, that's the difference.
To Craig's point of it being a dumb issue, this from the indictment, Chew. Co-conspirator 6, who is a relative of Terry Rozier, used insider information to win $1,500 on a Rozier underbet per indictment. In the following days, he allegedly lost around $4,000 with the same sports book. So he had the inside information, allegedly cashed in on that, and then took all that money and threw it away and then some.
Is this just essentially insider trading?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. And by the way, just because you have inside information doesn't mean you're going to win. Like, one of the games was a Bucks-Lakers game. And, Damon Jones allegedly had said, bet the Bucks big because LeBron's not playing. Like, the Bucks still could have lost that game. Like, Dennis Schroeder had a great game, I remember. And, the Bucks almost lost that game. Like, just because you have that knowledge doesn't mean, like, players on the court were trying to lose.
Yeah. You think more people are going to be indicted?
Over the years? Yes.
No, I'm like over the next months.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's one or two, but I think a lot of these things are going to be not connected, and people are going to try to connect them to make it seem like it's a big conspiracy. But I think it's just like a thing. Like, I think about it more like, Chewy, when you were giving the college example, like, okay, I'm a lacrosse player, and I gamble on NFL I gamble illegally with a bookie, and I'm all of a sudden down like $5,000, and the bookie says, "All right, we'll be good. Don't pay me back the $5,000. Just make sure you guys lose next week." And then all of a sudden, a $5,000 bet is put on a lacrosse game, and if that's done illegally, I don't think anyone's going to catch that, right? I think those are the kinds of things that I think are more dangerous, which is why I believe there needs to be more enforcement against illegal gambling now that there is legal gambling, because I think we as a public who love sports so much and have seen things like Victor Wembanyama doing what he did and Shohei Ohtani doing what he did, like the global world of sports is just so unbelievable that it is the best TV. It's the best reality show. It's the best entertainment that exists on the planet right now. There's no shows that can compare. We just want to believe it's real, and we don't want to believe it's being manipulated in any way. And I think gambling doesn't cause it to be manipulated. I think illegal gambling has a chance to manipulate it.
Yeah, because, again, it's been every league at this point, since gambling has become legalized and bigger, every league has had their own scandal.
I mean, Chewy, you've always said, like, hey, first play of the Packers possession, it's going to be a completed pass, right? Like,
in the Super Bowl, that's always,
right. There's certain things that you kind of know, but, like, there's things like that you could really know, right? Like, if you know the scripted 10 and you're a equipment manager and you're around and you see them going over the first 10, and then you tell someone, hey, it's going to be a really high percentage pass.
That's how the whole Jared Goff thing came down, Gabe, because didn't you say there were large sums of money bet on he was going to score the first play? So how it works, Greg, I don't know if I ever told you guys, when you have a red zone day, okay?
Oh, so I never heard that. So you're saying when Jared Goff caught the pass?
Yep. Yes. So there were, before that game kicked off.
Which ended up being a penalty, right?
Which ended up being a penalty and taking away, which, again, if you want to be conspirative, that call came from New York, and if you want to dive into a conspiracy theory, it's because they were trying to protect some of their partners who suddenly, right before the game started, took in a bunch of bets on Jared Goff scoring the first touchdown of the game.
Yeah.
He hasn't scored more than two touchdowns in like 4 years.
Yeah. So how it works is on Red Zone Day, you get 5 plays from the 20, 5 from the 15, 5 from the 10, 5 from the 5. So I know what the number one play is from the 20, and I know where I fit into that. So it's like, okay, I've got the third play if we're 20 to 15. So
Chewy,
someone leaked that Jared Goff's was the number one play inside the 5, and that's why they laid down the bet. But I mean, it could
Chewy,
be trainer.
Do you think they
Pardon?
do that on the inside the 5 anymore, or do you think they almost like do a few like 2-point plays that they could also use from the 2? Or are those separate? How do they do that?
We used to have 2 2-point plays in the game.
Oh, okay.
But that's separate, and you'd practice it in a walkthrough and then maybe run through it one time on Friday because Friday's Red Zone Day. But when you're scripted, like, okay, 322 Y stick is the second play up. So I would always know, okay, the first play's got to go away, and then it's my time to shine.
Hot take you haven't heard anywhere else that you're hearing here first. In the next 3 years, okay? Joshy, stick with me on this. Between 26, 27, and 28, there's going to be an NFL or college team at a high level that's just going to go for 2 every time.
They're not going to kick extra points.
Nope, they're going to not kick extra points unless it's like 1 second left in the game and they're down by, and they're tied.
So this has to be high level. This can't be because, I think of Grinnell, college basketball,
not Division III.
where they're just, again,
top
Division
25 college team or NFL team in the next 3 years that's going to go for 2 every time.
Why? Did the analytics tell you that?
I'm saying their analytics will tell them that they will be good enough on the plays. And like you said, Chew, you guys didn't work on them enough. And if you work on plays from the 2-yard line enough, I think you should be able to score on them a lot. And I'm saying it's a opportunity to break the system that no one has done yet that someone will do in the next 3 years.
I know there are high school programs currently that simply don't kick punts unless they're inside their own 10. So no matter fourth in the distance, they just go for it, and they go for it every single time.
But it's
and
usually
because
they don't have a. It's because they don't have a kicker.
No, this is by design from the guy who's doing it. Yes.
So can you then, Craig, get rid of the roster spot for a kicker and just have your punter kick off?
I mean, if you're saying though, like late in the game you score and all of a sudden because you're missing and making, you could end up being tied when you get the touchdown. I don't think at 28-28,
you're going for 2
with a minute to go in the game. You want to go for 2 at that point. I think you want to keep at least someone can make an extra point if you need.
Well, you need, and again,
and
for
you
those,
might need a field goal.
You might need a field goal because in a late, again, for the Packers situation this last week where, hey, it's the end of the half, let's try a 61-yard field goal. They stole 3 points that way.
They won't kick field goals. I'm just saying they won't kick extra points.
Yeah.
I'm saying they'll still kick field goals. They won't kick extra points.
Okay. All right, in the next 3 years, 26, 27, or 28, we'll have to hide that one away in the vault. Somebody other than Chewy will have to remember it.
I'm going to set a reminder from 3 years from now and have it notify me, and then we can readjust
Just
that.
put it in your calendar as a
Josh is
calendar
feeling
invite.
very secure in his career that his calendar is still going to be.
Yeah, I mean, he's
our boss.
I was going to say, Brian D's out on maternity leave.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh is kind of in charge right now. Got the big promotion.
At very least, I have all 3 of your phone numbers, and I can update you.
Yes.
Craig, one game. Peyton Manning or Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, Aaron Rodgers.
Why so quick?
He was disappointed when Joshine also answered that quickly.
I mean, Peyton Manning was so good, but I don't know why. I don't know why it's so quick. I would say Tom Brady over Rodgers.
Well, that's a given.
Right,
Tom Brady and Mahomes.
I would say Patrick Mahomes over him, yes. Maybe it's just such a bias from having seen him up close so many times, but I just think peak Aaron Rodgers was so much more unstoppable. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing I could say negative about Peyton Manning. I will say Rodgers could do it with his legs and could do it outside the pocket in a way that was more impressive than Manning. But again, Manning was so good in the pocket that that's not, again, a knock on him. Rodgers, to me, just could do everything, could make every throw, could do everything in a way that, and he had the intelligence that Peyton Manning had. So to me, I give him, a little tick more. And I think, I think Marvin Harrison, Devontae Adams was incredible. No knock on Devontae Adams, but I think the length of time and the extended period with Marvin Harrison was a better receiver than Aaron Rodgers ever had.
Makes sense. Over time.
They did have similar defenses, I feel like.
Yeah, defenses that mostly stunk, but every once in a while would have like a defensive player of the year that would just pop out of nowhere.
And similar offensive lines where it was like their offensive line always seemed to work out and be good, but like you didn't know if they were good or if the quarterback was just so smart that they were good. Like I think there's similarities. Who did you end up going with?
Well, I'm just looking at it now.
He's
top 25. Aaron Rodgers is 21st. His playoff win percentage is .545, and then Manning's not even on the list. So, yeah, I just don't like how quickly you said it.
Yeah, I don't either, actually. I think it's such a bias. Because I think it was disrespectful how quickly I said it, and I regret that. But I don't change my answer, but I wish I could have thought about it more before I decided it.
No,
So
I get
you're
it
right.
because Manning in the playoffs is always thought of as being worked by Belichick.
But Rodgers in the playoffs, I mean, they're very similar there. Like, who do you think has the better postseason record?
I would not be shocked if it is Peyton because he went to 4.
He went to 4. He went to 4. He didn't go to 4.
You know who number 6
with the
Broncos? Two with the Broncos, 2 with the Colts.
So they lost to the Saints.
Yep.
And then they
lost to the Seahawks.
Beat the Bears. They beat the Bears.
Beat the Bears, lost to the Saints, got boat raced by the Seahawks
in New Jersey,
and then beat the Panthers.
In San
Francisco. Number
Francisco.
16 on the list is best percentage all-time playoffs? Coy Detmer.
What?
Okay, Chewy, this is what happens when Chewy does research. The name Coy Detmer gets thrown out there. Craig, appreciate the time. Look forward to talking to you next week.
All right, thanks, guys.
He's cackling to himself over there. Guys, if you're feeling like you're running on empty, Mentality Health is here to help. If you have low testosterone, and here's how you tell. If you love energy, motivation, fatigue, you're tired all the time, weight gain, muscle loss, especially belly fat, if you're feeling anxious, moody, or irritable, those are all signs of low testosterone. So how Mentality can help is, again, they will target your free testosterone levels, which a lot of doctors can overlook, ensuring that your treatment is tailored to you and your body. If you book an appointment, mentalityhealth.com/radio, you meet with a board-certified physician, provide a full physical, consultation, blood panel analysis, all during that first visit. And then if you start using their treatments, your energy can come roaring back. Your belly fat can burn off, muscle strengthens, but maybe most importantly, you start to feel like yourself again, confident, driven, and ready to tackle life. So don't let low testosterone hold you back. Go to the website, mentalityhealth.com/radio, mentalityhealth.com/radio to book an appointment today.
And Peyton Manning, 14-13. Aaron Rodgers, 12-10. Aaron Rodgers, better overall postseason record. How about that?
That's actual research that's actually done on this show.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Your neighbors are talking. Did you see their siding? Yikes. That drafty window? It's basically air conditioning. From nature. Don't be the scary house on the block this fall. Call Exterior Pros and Baths and get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project. No tricks, just treats. That's 262-800-4274 or click your way to extpros.com. Fall in love with your home again. Trust the pros.
This is Kevin Moret from Mentality. Every day is a silent competition, and with testosterone dropping 1% annually, you're fighting an uphill battle. Your colleagues notice when you lose your edge, your partner senses when your confidence wavers, and without addressing low T, you're set up to fail. No willpower can overcome this hormonal deficit. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments have shown a 30% increase in testosterone levels. Don't let low T define you. Reclaim your power at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
It's homecoming this weekend at UW Whitewater. Make plans to cheer on your Warhawks when they welcome in UW Platteville in a top 15 battle on Saturday at 1 p.m. The annual George Christ Memorial Bowl game features a pair of top 15 ranked teams. Get tickets now at uwwsports.com. Experience national championship level college football this Saturday when the Warhawks welcome in the Pioneers to Perkins Stadium. Kickoff at 1 p.m. For tickets to this rivalry game, go to uwwsports.com. Warhawk football powered by Tradition.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Shop the Pig! The new Piggly Wiggly Pig Points program is here, and earning rewards just got easier. Now you'll earn 10 Pig Points for every $1 you spend, and redeem those points on your favorite products right in the store. It's simple, it's rewarding, and it's all right here at your neighborhood Piggly Wiggly. So shop more, earn more, and save more only at Piggly Wiggly. Sign up today at shopthepig.com.
Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig!
The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra. At 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, it's a superior, smooth taste worth playing for. Grab a Michelob Ultra Superior Light beer as you cheer your team on. Michelob Ultra, official beer sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks. Enjoy a Michelob Ultra at Lucky Clover, Milwaukee. Who's on 3rd, Milwaukee? New Berlin Ale House and Copper on King in Milwaukee. Please enjoy responsibly.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You got to have a condiment with the bread.
Yeah, you want
can't
some
eat the
sort
bread
of
alone.
Yeah, you want some sort of lubricant with the bread. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah,
it's just necessary.
You follow
Like,
me
you
here?
don't want to just be sitting there eating like pieces of white bread with nothing on it.
Can't be going dry.
Yeah, it can't be raw dog and just white bread.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, ESPN Milwaukee listeners, Josh Amaggio here from my friends at Wanna Parlay, my favorite daily fantasy sports app with the absolute largest payouts on parlays. You've heard me talk about them before, but with the football season here, it is time to play. I'm looking at a 4-way anytime touchdown parlay this weekend. Lamar Jackson, James Cook, Drake London, and George Kittle all to score touchdowns. Here's what you should do. Download the Wanna Parlay app, click around it. When you decide to upload money to play and get into the action, use promo code JGC for a 100% deposit match for up to $250. Put in $20, they'll give you $20 more. Download the Wanna Parlay app, use promo code JGC, and let's play the world's richest parlay today. You must be 18 years old to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER today.
All right, Chew, who you got? Packers, Steelers on Sunday.
Pittsburgh 24-21.
Ooh, not a lot of faith in the Packers offense against a bad Pittsburgh defense.
Yeah, I haven't been playing great. I think Pittsburgh figures it out. Hopefully that's not true.
Wilde and Tausch coming up next.
They pretty much aren't doing anything. I couldn't ride a bicycle. You don't have your life because you don't have your mobility.
So when Patrick heard about QC Kinetics and their